So I want to thank our sponsors, starting with the Eisenman family for helping us book this wonderful venue, and several are in attendance here today. I want to thank my team, all my people here in Dallas who helped do this, Brian, who flies in from Hawaii and does our audio and visual, Xiaojun Chen, who flew in from my Shanghai office with our friends from China, and Monica, who organized the event here at this venue, Kevin, who organized our party last night and Sunday morning at my office, and all our other people helping. We have a long list of sponsors now. Texas Capital Bank is our bank sponsor. Lipscomb Insurance is our insurance sponsor, and they have the first worldwide policy for mineral specimens, including travel, specializing in fine mineral specimens as an art class. We're proud to say that Heritage Auctions, based here in Dallas, is a sponsor. The Perot Museum of Nature and Science, to which you all have free admission passes during this weekend and through Monday, I believe, is also a sponsor. And I'm proud to say our curator, Mark Pospisil, and our president, Linda Silver, are here in the audience. Feel free to introduce yourselves. We have representatives from GEMA, the Gem Association of Great Britain, who flew in from their British offices and their Tucson offices, in light of the synergy between gems and minerals and the ongoing educational partnership of this symposium with GEMA, and now with JTV. I am proud to announce that our newest sponsor is Jewelry Television, based here in the US, and JTV will be using finer mineral images and education from our world quite liberally in their own references and media going onward. In particular, the CISC Gemology reference set, which is, I think, the magnum opus of gemstone references. It is now published, it has a fine mineral on the cover, and we greatly value and appreciate their new sponsorship and participation. I'm particularly honored that we have people from so many countries coming here to this event, especially those of you with vicious jet lag. And just to introduce a few of them, I'm particularly happy to see my old friend Dima from Moscow, Strasvoite. And we are also honored by special guests from several provinces in China, including a delegation from China's Geological Museum and from the Huangshe Museum near Wuhan in the south. 我很荣幸中文我很荣幸你到的 Dallas 谢谢 There will be a short talk later tonight. During the dinner event, we will let them tell you a little bit about China. You'll be invited to go to China, and we'll talk for a few minutes about how the market is growing there. 今天晚上你们可以说的 So I'm going to keep it short this year, and I will introduce our speaker. I'm not allowed to say he's the godfather of modern mineral collecting, apparently. And for those of you who've come into this hobby newer and you've heard people walking around my office or at a show complaining about little tiny damage that you can't even see what they're talking about, and you hear them say, Wilbur, 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 what's a Wilbur? Wilbur is what we in the trade call little damage that probably doesn't matter, but maybe it does to some people. And the name Wilbur is derived from the last name of this man I am proud to introduce, Dave Wilbur.
Thank you, Rob. Appreciate it. And I really appreciate the amount of work that Rob has done to have this wonderful get-together. And I believe it's your 7th year now. I really highly appreciate how much each and every one that was working with Rob, his crew, and I'll get on with the talk now. Gail Spann, Jim Spann. I want to tell you a little interesting story. Gail called me up on the phone a couple years ago and asked me if I would loan 6 of my barber bottles so she could show the barber bottles with her mineral specimens to match the barber bottles. Yeah, Gail, I think I could do that. And then I agreed, and then I thought, You know, that may not go over well with all my mineral friends. Dave Wilbur with barber bottles. And here I'm pretty well known with the minerals. Poor Dave. He sold his mineral collection and he's gone into barber bottles. Well, it ends up being that the exhibit that Gail put up was a marvelous hit. Everybody really enjoyed it, and it made a big hit. It makes me so happy to see how our hobby and the show that Rob has put on and the other shows, this hobby is not just a good hobby, it's absolutely major. Over the years, I've been following very carefully, and I've been involved in other collectibles in a small way. I can rest assure you, this hobby has more to offer to the people and the collectors than any other hobby I can even think of. A lot of us take things for granted, but when you really study it out, there's nothing like what this hobby is. I have never once lost my interest in this wonderful hobby we have, and I never will. When I pass on down the road, I'll still be the one that love minerals. I love to talk to people. I like to share my information. Any of you that have questions, feel free to ask me. And I just want to say thanks to each and every one of you for attending this great convention here. And Rob, I'm proud of you. And just keep up the good work. And I wish you very well. I'm going to end this. Thank you very much.
I usually have a longer talk at the beginning, and I say this is about growing and honoring the core idea of community and the synergies in our hobby. But Dave just said it better than I could, so I don't have to say anything else. I will only add that Dave's ideas about mineral quality, aesthetics, and pricing, radical in their day when he first started proposing quality in minerals, value in the better minerals as an art class, are actually now the modern consensus view. And his ideas are more relevant than ever. And for me and many in this room, he was an inspiration. Thanks, Dave.